What's up, guys? I wanted to talk to you guys about life insurance because this is one of those topics that most people avoid until it's too late. And I get it. Nobody wakes up excited to talk about death. It's uncomfortable. It feels far away. It feels like something you'll deal with later. But here's the truth I've learned after being a life insurance broker and working with hundreds of families. Life insurance is not something you buy when it's convenient. It's something you qualify for when you're healthy. And that window doesn't stay open forever. A lot of people think life insurance is a product that's being sold to them. It's not. It's a financial tool that protects your family, your income, your future, and your peace of mind. And the most important thing to understand is this: life insurance does not get cheaper as you get older. It only gets more expensive and, in some cases, unavailable. Every year that passes, your health changes, your risk profile changes, your life expectancy shortens, and the insurance companies know that. So when people say, "I'll do it next year," what they're really saying is, "I'm willing to pay more later for the same thing I could lock in cheaper today." Or worse, they're saying, "I'm willing to risk not qualifying at all." Because this isn't like buying a phone or a car. You don't just swipe a card and get approved. You have to qualify. Your health, your age, your lifestyle, your medical history, all of it matters. I've personally seen people who waited and then something happened: high blood pressure, diabetes, a cancer diagnosis, a heart issue, and suddenly what could have been a simple, affordable policy either became extremely expensive or completely out of reach. Now, let's break down what most people are actually looking at when it comes to life insurance: term life. Term life insurance is exactly what it sounds like. You're insured for a specific term, usually 10, 15, 20, or 30 years. If something happens to you during that term, your family gets a tax-free payout. That money can be used to pay off a mortgage, replace income, cover debts, fund college, or simply give your loved ones time to breathe instead of panic. Term life is the most affordable form of life insurance, especially when you're young and healthy. For example, a healthy person in their 20s or 30s can often get hundreds of thousands, even over $1 million of coverage for what feels like a gym membership each month. But here's the part most people don't realize. Traditional term insurance is use it or lose it. If you outlive the term, the policy expires. No payout, no refund. You just had protection for that period of time. And honestly, that's still not a bad thing, because the whole point is protection. You're paying for peace of mind. But there's another option that a lot of people don't know exists, and this is where it gets really interesting. It's called term with cash back, or return of premium. This type of policy works very similar to regular term, but with one major difference. If you outlive the policy, you get all of your money back. Not some of it, not a portion, all of it. So imagine paying into a 20-year term policy, being fully protected the entire time, and then at the end, you get a lump sum check for everything you paid in. It's like forcing yourself to save money while being insured at the same time. Now, yes, the monthly premium is higher than regular term, but the mindset is completely different. With regular term, you're renting protection. With cashback term, you're parking money while being protected. One is an expense. The other is more like a long-term forced savings plan with a massive death benefit attached to it. And here's why people love the cashback option. If you live, which is the goal, you walk away with a big check that you can use for anything: pay off your house, fund your retirement, start a business, pay for your kids' college, or just enjoy life with a financial cushion. And if you don't live, your family still gets the full death benefit. Either way, someone wins. Now let's talk about the real reason life insurance exists. It's not just about death. It's about income protection. It's about making sure your family doesn't collapse financially if something happens to you. It's about making sure your kids don't have to sell the house. It's about making sure your spouse isn't forced to work 3 jobs just to survive. It's about giving your family choices instead of stress. And let's be real: things happen that we never expect. Car accidents, medical emergencies, random illnesses, freak situations. I live in the Bay Area, and if you've ever driven out here, you already know. People drive like they're in a video game. One wrong move, one distracted driver, one moment you can't control. None of us wake up planning for something bad to happen. But bad things don't schedule appointments, and life insurance isn't just about if I die. Some policies include living benefits. That means if you get diagnosed with certain critical or chronic illnesses like cancer, stroke, heart attack, You can access part of your death benefit while you're still alive. So instead of just paying out when you're gone, it can help you pay for treatment, cover bills, or keep your family afloat while you're still here fighting. That's huge, because financial stress is one of the biggest problems people face during medical crises, and this is where I get really honest with people. The best time to get life insurance is when you don't think you need it, because that's when it's cheapest. That's when you're healthiest. That's when you have the most options. The worst time to get life insurance is when you actually need it. When you're older, when health issues show up, when premiums are high, when approvals are harder, when exclusions start stacking. I've had people come to me and say, I wish I did this earlier, and I always tell them the same thing. You're not late until it's impossible. But every year you wait, you're making a bet against yourself. You're betting that nothing will change. You're betting that your health will stay perfect. You're betting that you'll always qualify. And that's a risky bet. Life insurance isn't about fear. It's about responsibility. It's about saying, no matter what happens, my family is protected. It's about locking in your insurability while you can, because once that window closes, you can't reopen it. And the biggest misconception is that life insurance is for later. Later when you're older. Later when you make more money. Later when things slow down. But life insurance is actually for now. For when you're building. For when your income matters. For when your family depends on you. For when your health is still on your side. And whether it's a simple term policy or a term with cashback, the key is this. You're not buying death. You're buying security. You're buying options. You're buying peace of mind. And the best part? You don't have to guess what you qualify for. You can get checked, see your options, compare plans, and decide what makes sense for your life. No pressure, no obligation, just real numbers and real choices. Because the only real mistake with life insurance is not having it at all. Everything else is just strategy.